Jim Harbaugh is going to have his way with them next Monday night if Patula's on the other sideline with the board up. You're looking at the menu from Denny's, trying to figure out what to call. Yeah, let's do that one again. Yeah, that's good. Oh, man, it's one thing. All this other stuff is BS, and the media has jumped in on it. They just, even my friend Mark says, yeah, the real problem's Hurts. Yeah, Hurts all of a sudden got awful in the offseason. He was great. He's an MVP of the Super Bowl. Now he stinks. It's not his coach. It's all on him.
He is my friend. Nostradamus. Angelo Cataldi joins us now. How you doing, Angie?
Dan, this is straight weeks. I don't know how long I can do this, but I realize it's a crisis. I saw what you guys saw, and there's another reason. I am right now. I am surrounded by stupidity. Not just at how the Eagles are run, but the way the city is covering this team, taking the narrative of the coach that this isn't one thing. There's a lot going on here. It's we live together, we lose together. It's an infection. It's Kevin Patullo, and it started. They were winning somehow with his awful play calling and horrible coaching. They were winning, but they were still low ranked and offensively in the NFL with all that talent. But they kept, Vic Fangio was getting it. They were blocking, go find ways to win. But you could tell, you could tell this was like 23, 2 years ago. You could tell that there was a really major problem here. The people that were in charge of the two units in 23, they had a bad defensive coordinator back then too, that they were going to blow it at some point. And the infection is now, you saw on Friday that the infection to the defense. Now you go, well, geez, the defense couldn't stop the run. 281 yards? Two guys running over 100 in the same game for an opponent. Hadn't happened in 40 years, Dan. And it happened in that game. You go, these guys, the defense stinks now. No, it does not stink. It was on the field for 40 freaking minutes.
And 85 plays, Angelo.
85 plays. It was almost like 2 games. You had them out there. And if you wanted to really look at what you were seeing, Ben Johnson is an offensive coordinator, a good one. One who had a top 5 offense 3 consecutive years in Detroit. That's what got him the job as a head coach with the Bears. He's scheming. Did you see the way they schemed the run game?
Unbelievable.
Does anybody function when they're watching football at that level that you could tell? Swift, that other big guy too. I can't remember his name, but that guy was good too. Right? They were just grinding it out. They set up schemes so that these guys could cut back, find the open run, just like, oh my God, like Barkley did last year when the Eagles had an offensive coordinator. It's all one freaking thing. You understand? The same offense that was so good last year is ranked 24th in the league with the same players. Wake up. It's one thing. You've got Patula. And Patula, it will soon be named, there'll be a disease named after it in Philly soon. Because that's what it is. It's a disease. And until you cut it out, till you get rid of it, you have no chance. No chance. They have a week right now, Dan, 1 week, where somebody in the organization, it's going to be Sirianni. He said, no, he's not the problem. He's fine. He's doing a good job. Did you know he was doing a good job with the 24th ranked offense?
I did.
I mean, why do you even hold news conferences? We need to be lied to every week. No, don't need it. Until they get rid of Patula, they're doomed. Jim Harbaugh is going to have his way with them next Monday night if Patula's on the other sideline with the board up. You're looking at the menu from Denny's, trying to figure out what to call. Yeah, let's do that one again. Yeah, that's good. Oh, man, it's one thing. All this other stuff is BS, and the media has jumped in on it. They just, even my friend Mark Hayes, yeah, the real problem's Hurts. Yeah, Hurts all of a sudden got awful in the offseason. He was great. He's an MVP of the Super Bowl. Now he stinks. It's not his coach. It's all on him. My ass it is.
How
Look at
much-
the game.
How much do you think, Angelo, that the coaching has affected him now in his play?
Of course it has. Would it? What's this? It's
Yeah,
six
I agree.
quarter to 6 thinking years. Every year they basically rely on him to improvise and do some. When you saw, they went to no huddle near the end where they were getting way behind. They had no choice. And he was calling the plays at the line. And he just kept dialing up A.J. Brown. And he kept throwing it in traffic to A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown kept grabbing the ball. And he went all the way down the field with A.J. Brown, all the way in the end zone. A.J. Brown was unbelievable. He ended up the day with 10 catches, 132 yards, two touchdowns, right? And all you could think is, as you were watching that, what all those games where they didn't target Brown, they targeted him 2 times, 3 times in a game. You go, there's a statement right there. You've got this weapon. And in duress, when you have to use him, you do, and you score a touchdown. Where was that all those weeks? Then it's one problem. It's the offensive coordinator. He doesn't know what he's doing. His buddy is basically empowering him, if not accompanying. He could be like an accomplice in this crime. Because if Patula's going to Sirianni to go, Nick, I might need a little guidance here. Yeah, Nick is great at that. That's why he lasted 7 games in his rookie season before he realized he couldn't do it. There's nobody there to do it. So I don't know what you're going to do.
No. You know, everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to fire Kevin Patullo. For who, Nick?
Yeah. No, you can't. No, that's the problem. You don't have somebody there who has any sort. Wouldn't you have at least built in a plan B?
Yeah.
You're going to give it to this novice. Can we put somebody on the staff just in case that we could slide in there who knows the offense and could fix it, as much as you can on the fly? They didn't do that. So it's also on the ownership and it's on the general manager that they thought somehow this guy was going to be able to do it. Because I'm not advocating in any sense throwing rocks at Patullo's house, all right? But then those fans in the game Friday, Dan, knew more what was happening on that field than the coaches on the sideline were. Because those boos were for Patula. Those boos were for Sirianni. Those boos were looking at the talent on that offense and seeing them fail 4 and outs, seeing them fail repeatedly and understanding that it is not those people, those players on the field. It is the people who are coaching them, who are calling plays, who are putting them in a position to fail when we already know they're capable of winning a Super Bowl. It's a travesty. And the story is not being told in our city because everybody is letting narrative be formed by the Eagles, by Bob Lang, the PR mogul, and by Nick Sirianni, who keeps coming out with the same horseshit week after week after week, and they keep buying it. Come on, wake up.
Angelo, I said this. I go, Hurts right now is just not playing well, and I have made this very clear. They don't hire coordinators for Jalen. They hire coaches for Nick. Every single one of those coaches are there to work with Nick, not to make Jalen better. Even Kellen Moore, a year ago, they ran the ball. They've almost stopped developing the kid. They haven't developed the kid in 2 years. Now, I'll ask you this. Do you think Barkley's washed?
No, he's not. Look, do I buy a little bit Jason Avant's theory that he's making some business decisions? No, I don't.
Agree.
but look, I was around locker rooms a long time, and I understand psychology of players. And when a player thinks they're at a disadvantage before the national anthem, when a player understands that, the people telling him what to do don't know what they're doing. He's less likely to be as involved in giving everything he's got every second. I mean, if you ever work for an idiot boss, it changes the way you look at stuff.
Oh, absolutely. You're miserable.
It absolutely does. If they did not make this horrendous decision to put a novice in charge of the offense, nothing you're seeing right now in the field would be happening. It wouldn't be. Barkley would have another great season. Yeah, I know. The offensive line is banged up. They're not what they were. Becton left. That's fine. It wouldn't have this much of an impact because that's a great player. There's no scheming to get him any room to run. The only time he had any room to run was against the Giants. He got 150 yards. Why? Because they spread it out. They got him outside the tackles. They moved him. This is simple football. This isn't intricate football knowledge. And yet so many people who are talking about this in this city right now are not seeing what's happening on that field, and they're listening to bullshit from the coach.
Absolutely here. And here's to your point. Steen's the fourth worst pass protecting offensive lineman in the NFL, and Landon Dickerson is ninth. And one of the worst centers in the league right now is Cam Jurgens. The entire middle of the offensive line right now for Barkley. I mean, Barkley looks like New York Giants Barkley.
So how does that happen? How does it happen that two guys were elite last year, Jurgens and Dickinson, stink this year? Is it just them? Or is it maybe the fact that the coaching is not exploiting what they can do the way Kellen Moore did?
I think what they did, Angelo, in my opinion, I think that style of play last year, I think that wore that team out so bad because all they did was want to run the ball, the tush push, all of that stuff. If you even look at Becton, he's banged up out in Los Angeles with the Chargers. Every single guy this year has rated 10 points lower than they did a year ago. So I think that 470 carries of a year ago, and then their inability to be able to have a balanced offense, throwing and running, I think they hurt that quarterback, and I think that they have hurt that entire approach. And I think you're seeing the ramifications of that right now being played out.
It's a great point. It's a great point. I can tell you this. Jalen Hurts is 27 years old. He's in his 6th year of his NFL career. He's in his prime. He is not losing it, all right? He is not horrific. He threw 2 interceptions the whole season. Second one on Friday in windy, horrible conditions. Don't tell me he's bad. He's not bad. Is he not running as much? He shouldn't be running as much. He's getting older in his career. There should be enough plays to dial up with 2 elite receivers, an excellent tight end, an MVP running back. You're 24th. Give me a break. There's no explanation except what changed from last year to this year. Well, the personnel's pretty close to the same. We have a whole new guy running it now. A guy who never did it before. Gee, that couldn't be the reason, could it?
What do you think Jeffrey Lurie is thinking of this right now? How do you think he's thinking of this?
That's the hope, right? That's the hope. The hope is that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, I saw them in the luggage box. They panned over there a couple of times. They looked very, either it was extremely cold or the grimaces were frozen on their faces. They were clearly not handling this great. And I'm hoping right now, today, literally today, Monday, once they had the weekend to process what they saw, that they're in there and they're saying to Sirianni, we're not going to stay with that guy. You could say whatever you want publicly. He's not calling the plays anymore. Now, then the next question obviously is, all right, who is? I can't give you a good answer on that. They put themselves in this position. But I would say this, and I said this in my blog today. I honestly believe a trained SEAL could call plays better than Kevin Patullo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really mean that. A trained SEAL. They're pretty bright. Now that's a pretty bright mammal. I
Well,
think
they
he could
know
do it.
where the fish is, so I'm assuming, if at least they know where the bait is. I get it here. What's Sirianni's responsibility in this?
Sirianni is a moron. All right. Is there any other way to say this?
No.
All right. Now it's clearer than it's ever been. It's great. Sirianni is there pontificating after they lose. And he's going, well, here's how you get out of this. And he's giving you, this is what it takes to get out of a situation like this. And I'm going, yeah, you're the guy I want to ask this to, because you were so brilliant at it 2 years ago when you were 10-1 and then just boom, exploded and you lost 6 out of 7. You're the guy who's going to tell me how to get out of it now when you couldn't do it 2 years ago. All right, let's see. 2 years ago, you had a bad offensive coordinator and you had no answers. Last year, you had a great offensive coordinator. You won the Super Bowl. This year, you're back to a bad offensive coordinator and you're right in the same boat, and I'm waiting for you to give me some answers. And he even said at one point, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. Yeah, we got that. We saw that in 2023. The guy, this I said before, and I'll say it again. That is the luckiest man in sports from the year 2020 to 2030. The luckiest man I've ever seen, because listen to, I did a blog. I just took his answer to the question on Patula and I printed it, right? It was 2 paragraphs of utter nonsense.
Word salad.
It was a word salad, and I challenged the readers to find a single crouton of wisdom in the word salad. It was blabber. And all I could think when I was printing it out, and I went, wow, this is the Sirianni we saw at his very first news conference.
Oh,
when the whole world caved in. He went, oh my God, they hired a moron, right? And then eventually he learned enough to get through this. Never dazzle, but at least not so that he was a total simpleton. In reality, he's not super bright. That's the best way.
But Angelo, hasn't one thing come out of this, though, that what you just said, doesn't that expose that you had Shane Steichen, team was like growing and the quarterback was getting better, and all of a sudden then you went to somebody different and there wasn't success. Then you went to somebody that was good and you had really great success. Now you've gone to somebody else and you've had bad success. Doesn't that expose him and his knowledge of coaching?
Yes, 100%. Why do you think he went to his friend again this year? Because he wasn't that comfortable with Moore. Moore was dictating what they would do offensively. It wasn't Sirianni. Moore was the guy, and Moore had authority to do what he needed to do to make that offense great. And they were. That got him a head job. Now Sirianni's back there again. And I guess now having being empowered by winning a Super Bowl to be able to pick his own guy. And he goes, oh, I'm going to bring in a guy I'm going to bring Kevin here because he's my bud. We go back 15 years and we'll have fun doing this and we'll keep winning. Well, yeah, I'm having fun watching you, and you're not winning now because the guy stinks at the job. He stinks at it. I want to get good at it. He stinks.
I want to give you a resume on him. So he's been in the NFL for 15 years. He was in college for 1. He's only had 2 position coaches in that 15 years and was passed over twice in Philly by a guy outside the building and by another guy inside the building. And yet Nick convinced all of us that he was the right guy to get elevated. And my whole contention was in the offseason, the guy just won the Super Bowl 11 months ago. Don't you hire the most capable and qualified? Tom Brady said that about 2 months ago. Brady goes, you rank these quarterbacks all the time. Let's rank these coordinators. if you were to rank Kevin Patullo right now, he might be the worst coordinator in the league.
Yeah. Oh, he is. I watch the Red Zone. I watch all these games. Nobody is calling more rudimentary, basic, vanilla plays than this guy is. And there's pattern to it. There's no rhythm to it. There's no scheming involved. It's garbage. And you don't need a doctorate in football to understand by watching these games that there's a fundamental problem with putting somebody in charge who has no proven record. You've got a great offense. They proved it. They won a Super Bowl against the Chiefs. They blew their doors off 34-0 at one point in the Super Bowl. And then you replace them with a novice. It's so look, I was terribly wrong with my 5-game prediction a year ago, but I saw this coming 8 miles away. That I called him a Bobo before the first game. You got to say that. I did it here and I did it in my blog. You could see those fans that were booing. You know what they were frustrated about? They knew it before it even happened. They knew it. They looked at it and went, why are you bringing in a guy with no track record when you've got a Super Bowl team? You got rid of an experienced, quality offensive coordinator to bring in another one.
Angelo, so over the last 8 games, they're 4-4. And as I like to call the first month of the season, Liars Month. So in the last games, as you're heading now into December here, and you've got the Chargers coming up who've won 5 of 7. Even though their quarterback he broke his odd hand. He didn't break his throwing hand. He broke his odd hand.
Right.
I watched that in the Raider game.
I saw it.
They're 4-4, and they just got steamrolled by an upstart Bears team. How do you feel about them going in on this Monday night game?
Well, it's Herbert. It is huge. Herbert is he's good.
I stood next to him, Angelo. He could have ate a wedding cake off my head.
Yeah.
That's how tall this guy is. He's a huge dude.
Really good. Yep. He's really good. And he knows what he's doing out there, and he's got a very good coach in Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, great
if
coach.
He plays, and if he plays and Patula's on the other sideline, the Eagles are not going to win the game. I'll tell you that right. They're not going to win the game. If he doesn't play, now you got the potential for another mirage with the Eagles because they could win with the backup. The backup came in for a few plays. I was watching it.
Trey Lance.
You got nothing. So they could win that game. Fangio could win that game for them if he's going against Trey Lance. Then you got the Raiders. The Raiders stink. I mean, they are brutal. They're brutally awful, right?
Yes.
You're going to win. I think you're going to win that one with Patullo's dog calling the plays, all right? Come on. I mean, the disparity in talent is monumental. So now you got another 2-game winning streak, and now you're back in play for the number 1 seed, and everybody's going, we're all right now. We're good. Then you got Washington twice and the Bills on the road, all right? So Washington, it's hard to understand. I mean, they played with Denver yesterday. If they get Daniels back,
one of those games, they'll get Daniels back.
All right, so
maybe both.
They'll be a threat. They have McLaurin again. But you're going to win the Raiders game. I can't tell you about the other 4. Yeah, if Patullo still couldn't play, you could lose all 4 of those other games.
They ran for 150. They ran for 150 yards. The Chargers did this last game that they were in. And
let
me ask you a couple last questions on the defense now. Are you worried that the offense and what Patullo and what Sirianni and what the approach has been? I said this. You're starting to see the collateral damage of the defense getting torn apart because of you're on the field, like you said, Angelo, 85 plays.
That's amazing.
The average is like 60.
Yeah.
And for you to, you played like a half a football game, and they only held them to 20. I mean, they held them to 24 points. I know they got ran on, but still 24 points, 85 plays. That's a boatload of plays being thrown at that defense.
Right.
Are they taking the defense apart with their approach on offense?
Yeah, it's the Patula infection. I told you they're hurting the defense, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that. I'll tell you exactly why. Vic Fangio will bring those boys in, and they will be ready to play next Monday night. They'll be ready to play, Dan, because they got a very good coach, and he knows what to do. He knows how to scheme. He knows how to get them motivated. They will come out, and I guarantee you they will play a representative game. Now, if they're on the field for 85 snaps again, they're going to wear down. But they do have an extra few days here because they played Friday. They don't play until next Monday night, 10 days off. That and the fact that they have a very good coach, they'll be all right. They're not going to be a big problem.
What do you think of your old station? What do you think of your old station saying that they should bench Hurts?
Well, it's just stupid. All right. It's just friggin' dumb. All right. They're going to put in McKee, is that what their plan is?
Yes.
They're living in the Howard Eskin now. That's their plan.
Yeah. Howard did say last week that the best quarterback on that team is Tanner McKee.
Right. Look, Hurts did not play well. I wouldn't be playing well either if that moron was my boss. All right, I wouldn't be doing it either. It's not Hurts. What do you need? Are you that? You look, I don't want to trash my old station. All right. I still got somebody I love who is still telling it straight every freaking day.
I love her.
But if you other guys, any of you guys, I'll make directly in WIP. All right. If any of you other guys over there,
Hugh Douglas thinks they should bench him. Hugh Douglas thinks they should bench him.
Douglas is looking for clicks. Hugh Douglas knows better. Hugh Douglas worked with me. He wouldn't be saying that if he was on my show. I'll tell you that right now. All right. If you are saying the problem is Jalen Hurts, you need to find the station in Schenectady and start all over, because you shouldn't be doing broadcasting in this city of Philadelphia. You don't know your ass from a hole in the wall. All right. See if Schenectady will hire you. You don't know crap. All right. Because it's not Hurts, it's Patullo. Watch the friggin' games. They're on TV.
All right. I got one last one for you. Is there any way that at the end of this year, let's just say this, what would have to happen for Nick Sirianni to go from being the darling at the ball to all of a sudden having his job again be in question? Is it missing the playoffs? Is it look at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are playing the best ball right now in the NFC East. I mean, they're playing the best football right now. So, I mean, if they lose, Angelo, they'll only have a half-game lead on the Cowboys going into the final couple games here. Does it have to be to get Nick out of the building that they have to blow it and not win the East? Or do you think there's anything to stop that? Or is it he's safe?
There's only one scenario where he's not safe. And I can say this with absolute conviction because it's already happened. All right. A Super Bowl winning champion got tackles up and said, I'm deciding who my assistants are. That was Doug Peterson. Now, this is unlike because Sirianni is a yes man with a capital Y. All right. But if they said at the end of the year, get Patullo not only out of Philadelphia, I want him out of the country because he's such a viral infection to this roster.
You want to send him to the CFL?
If any point, CFL, but only as an assistant and not as a coordinator. You'd have to be a quarterback's coach or what do they call it? Special, whatever.
Quality control. Quality control, Andrew.
That's what I was
Quality
thinking.
control.
Quality control.
You cut up third down tape.
Yeah, he controlled a lot of he's controlling the quality this year. He's ruining it. All right. But if somehow Sirianni were to say, if he goes, I go, he would go, they would both go. All right. Now he's losing the city. If this happens twice in 3 years, he's a marked man in Philadelphia. Super Bowl or no Super Bowl, he's screwed. All right?
You think he's losing the city? You think he's losing the city right now, Sirianni?
Did you listen to the crowd? Did you?
Yes,
they even, to their credit, I guess Amazon was doing it again.
Yeah.
They were showing you close-ups of these people, my people, and you.
No, I saw a lot of WTFs. I saw a lot of that going on in the stand.
Those people. Dan, I love those people because those people are smarter than the people broadcasting, smarter than the coaches on the sideline. Those people know what the hell they're talking about, and they're not afraid. The media people are afraid, coach afraid, the fans aren't afraid. They're going to tell you exactly what they think. And he is losing them now. He is losing them now. He's going to lose them a lot more if they get a home playoff game and they flop. Like they probably will. If Patula's still up, they'll still probably squeak into the playoffs somewhere, but then they'll just go out, just like they did 2 years ago at Tampa. Same thing.
Hold on here. So I just clicked on Angelo's blog here, and he's got Sirianni with a clown face.
Yes, I do.
He's got Sirianni with a big red nose, and he's got him in a clown face, and he's got the whole entire word salad thing that he answered at the presser, and he's going through it and basically I'm going to paraphrase, huh?
No, that's it. It's all just words leading nowhere and indicating nothing. There is no point to holding a news conference if you're going to try to sell the same pound of bullshit you tried to sell 3 weeks ago and 2 weeks ago and last week. Oh, we're all in this together. And we lose as a team and we win as a team. And it's never one thing, he said with great expertise after blowing a whole season 2 years ago. Give me a break, will you please?
The last comment. The best remedy for the Philadelphia Eagles, if they want to repeat as champions, in your opinion, is to replace Patullo?
Yes.
That means
don't ask me with who. I said before, I would select a dog or a seal. Anyone would be better. Do you understand? Maybe they should use AI. I don't know. Maybe they should try artificial intelligence. I can just tell you, on the face of the earth, there are very few people who are worse at running that offense than the man currently doing it. They know this. They're not that stupid. If Patullo has got that shot up on a sideline next Monday, see what's on the other stations, because you're not going to want to see what happens with the Eagles in Los Angeles. They're going to get their asses kicked.
Well, I told people, man, you better have guardrails up there at the Benjamin Franklin. I let anybody out of Philadelphia, just nobody gets to go across anywhere. You're all staying in Philly. Nobody's leaving, because if that happens on Monday night, Angelo, there's going to be a lot of people pissed off at, that $200 million offense if they can't get it across the finish line, or at least get to a divisional round this year. Angelo, I love the blog. Make sure you guys go check it out. By the way, I'm trying to read a little bit of it. And, I don't know what Nick was saying today. I mean, it was just, I think it's a
just read it.
You can't.
The people that are supporting him, just read.
Yeah, go to AngeloCataldi.com and just read.
Tell me that you're comfortable with that man running your football team. Yeah. Because he's the one who decided his buddy was going to be in charge of the other. Just read that and tell me if that is it in English? I don't know what the hell it is.
But
that's what he said. Verbatim. I took it right off their website. Yep. They give you a transcript. I plucked it right off there, put it out, and said, here, read this. Tell me what you think of this. There's your guy. Go get him, man.
Make sure you guys send your comments to Angelo Cataldi at angelocataldi.com. Angie, thank you so much, my friend. I know you're exhausted. I mean, geez.
I'm not. I'm fueled by crisis. When there's a calamity, no problem. If the Eagles lose next Monday night, it would be an honor to return to your podcast, your show next week.
Oh, great. Let me tell you this. Hang on. Folks, Angelo just wrote us all a prescription today for what happened on Friday.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so so we could see you next Friday if they lose.
You next week. I'm here next Tuesday. They're on Monday night. I'm here next Tuesday, and my prescription is Novocaine, and take the shot in your ass. All right, because it's going to be. You're going to want to numb yourself for that thing next Monday night if that jackass is still calling plays.
AngeloCataldi.com. That's where you can find him. And by the way, I have a great conversation with your girl, Rhea. Thank you very much for that connection. I found out something Angelo, I found out something very disturbing a little bit that, Bob Lang has told all the hosts at WIP that can no longer come on my program, and they're not allowed to come on, and they can't because they're just not allowed to. So I just was. Oh,
they're not the whole station now. Is that it?
Yeah, the whole station's not allowed on my show.
If my old station is allowing Bob Lang, the PR guy of the Eagles, to make decisions for the availability of the hosts,
they are.
Shame on all of them. You know what I would have told my bosses if they said that? I would have said, fire me. Go ahead and fire me. This city is based on honest opinions spread wherever. Go wherever. No one was ever blocked from going anywhere except the stations in our city when I was there. Yeah. And I wouldn't have allowed it. I would have gone anywhere the hell I wanted for 33 years. And if they didn't like it, fire me. Show some balls out there.
The Eagles have them. They totally have them. Angelo, next week we'll catch you, brother, because I think what you said is going to happen. I'll talk to you then. Thank you so much, Angelo.
Take it easy.
Hey, I'm glad you had a great holiday too, by the way. So.